Morning world, and welcome to Wednesday 19th of October. Red trimming today. So when I say hedge trimming today, that's not all day. I'm hedge trimming for a lot of today. Midday, so a couple of hours, we're off over to Reg's to meet Simon from TMAC, because he's got the soil results from our soil tests at the farm, which we already know are going to be acid. So we know we're going to have to put something on. We just don't know what yet, but yeah, we're going to go and find out what the ground's like over there. But in the meantime, I'm going to go and bash some bush. I know that's an immature thing to say, but you know what, this growing old gracefully is not all it's cracked up to be. Every time my kids walk out of my house, they walk out with something out of our fridge. Saw that.
I don't like them, so I get given them.
You what?
They don't like them. Helen doesn't like it.
You know, I was with her when she bought that, and I said, "Why are you buying that?" "Oh, I forgot, I'll try it." And so I was like, don't buy one packet or something to try it. I'll buy a whole box full of these things and try it, and then go, and then give it to you. I reckon there's a cunning little...
No, I didn't know I was getting them.
Ah. Right.
I got to borrow Holly's car today.
Okay. Well, that's breakfast for the next week sorted out then. You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye. Yeah, every time a daughter walks out of our house, they usually come in empty-handed. They very rarely go out empty-handed. Mrs. P goes, "Oh, I bought this, I thought I'd try it, didn't like it, so you can have it." It's a conspiracy. Anyway, so we're in Pigeon Mead. Actually, oh no, I won't. I gotta do this rough edge here, but there's somebody walking their dog out there, so I'll wait for them to go. I'll do that on the second time round. I started this yesterday, so we're kind of 2/3 done. I need to be a third to do. Oh yeah, mirror. So obviously, when you're edge trimming, leaving mirrors on, bad idea. And I've always struggled thinking, well, where am I going to put the blooming mirror in? I can't put it on there because the dog sits there. If I put it behind the seat, jump it up and down, I'll probably crack it. Well, I found the place. So if you've got one of these tractors, a case, or a new one with this cab, the mirror fits lovely just in there. Right, that's going nowhere. That is snug and safe. Good job. So not a hugely stressful job on the PTO for the running a hedge trimmer. So I think the motor on the pump and the motor on here are what we class as like a 30 horsepower hydraulic motor. So I'm never really going to strain the engine unless I do something really stupid. But I'm just going to let the temperature get up a little bit higher, and then we'll make a start. That'll do. So we're doing 1.8 kilometers an hour. Not very fast, but fast enough. You can't go any quicker because you have to allow the machine enough time in the work to actually do the job. So yeah, there's no point going too quick. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. My meeting with Simon is in 1 hour. I've invited Dad to come along as well, so I'm going to go to his place first and see if he wants picking up and taking down. So, yes, I know I haven't shown you much in the way of edge trimming. There's so much more to do. Don't worry, you're not going to miss out. Okay, so had our meeting with Simon and Reg and Dad. Got our analysis back. So basically, all of the ground over at Teller Farm that we've ploughed, and the one piece that I'm taking grass off, pH is real low, 6.1 to 6.2. Magnesium's through the roof, and what else? Phosphorus and magnesium is very high. Potassium's okay, and our zinc is through the roof. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to use this stuff, so which will help rebalance our trace elements, also get rid of some of our excessive organic matter. And I think as far as the zinc is concerned, we reckon the best cure for that...
Safe and allow...
God, bloody made me jump, I thought I turned it off. The best cure for that initially is for me to get over there and open the ground up. So once I've finished hedge trimming, I think it's going to be on with the slitter, and we're going to come over and get everything slit. Now, I still haven't been and picked up the rake that fits on the back of our slitter. I've ordered one from Chippenham Farm Machinery. I haven't had a chance to go and get it. So there is a trip coming up to Chippenham Farm Machinery very soon, where I need to go and get the grass rake that fits on the back of the slitter. It is not a Ritchie grass rake, because Ritchie don't make one. It's a Brown's grass rake, but that doesn't matter because I've got a Tim. Remember Tim? Built our barn and also did Funky Farmer's barn, made a good job of it. Well, Tim's a bit of a wizard with metal, and he's already said that if I bring him down my slitter and the grass rake, he will basically put the two together. So yeah, if you're watching, Tim, won't be long and I'll be down knocking on your door, mate. So it's a job you can do in the wet. So the results weren't as bad as we thought they were going to be over there. The folks who used to rent the farm used to spread a lot of slurry out there. And when I say a lot of slurry, I mean a lot of slurry. So we were kind of prepared for the acid soil. The pH, when Reg tested it, he reckoned it was sub 6%. His little tester, he said he one piece, he'd come back at 5.7. Well, that's seriously acid. So it wasn't as bad. 6.1 is not good, but it's not diabolical, but it's not good. So we're aiming for a pH. I like to be faintly acid. So my personal, for grassland, for me, I like about 6.9. If I can get 6.9 on a number, then I'm happy with that. 7's okay, 7.1's okay, but 6.9, if I can be just on the fractionally acid side for grass for me around here in this area, that works for me. 6.1 is too low. So don't forget, for those of you that don't know, pH is measured on a logarithmic scale. So every number in either direction is 10 times more or 10 times less than the number before. So it's, although the scale is like 1 to 14, you may as well make that scale 1 to 14,000. No, it's not that much, but it's the actual scale is huge. Oh, you're turning left, okay. So yeah, there you go. Look it up. It's easier for you to look up the pH scale and how it's worked out, and than it is for me to try and explain it in a car with a dog on my shoulder. Dinner's done. Back to work. Did I lock you up? I think I did. Oh yeah, I did. It'd be unusual for me not to. Come on then, biscuit. Come on. You always look so bloody keen to get in there, don't you? Up you go. Come on, up you come. Get there. That's it. Bed works better though, doesn't it? Eh? Right, so had our meeting with Simon from TMAC Agro this morning. Sorted out what products we need. So I've had a bit of a chat with Dad. We know it's probably a good idea to put this stuff on, but we're just doing the sums, because I spent a load of money on this farm this year. Dad spent a load of money on his farm this year, and between us is a kind of, where do you stop? Where do you draw the line and go, that's it, we've spent everything this year? Well, we kind of, both of us have kind of come to that line. But here's the but. For me, Abba's sheep are still over grazing part of Fifi's, which they wouldn't normally be there. Sheep wouldn't normally be there. So there's no grass over there. My cattle are young cattle are over there. They've basically grazed. Everything's been grazed off over there. There is no grass, or very little grass. We're supplementary feeding the cattle. The show ground, there is plenty of grass out there, but it is late in the year. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. But next year, I have lost 15 acres of grass at the farm. So I kind of need to make that up. Now, I can either hope for good weather and all the elements being right with us, and that we'll get 2 cuts of grass off of the show ground and Fifi's next year, but there's no guarantee of that. And even if I spread this Humastar on there, it doesn't guarantee it, but it will make it more likely. But it's another couple of £1,000. I mean, what'd you do? We've got the nitrogen fertiliser for next year sorted out, because Reg has got enough in that he can do liquid nitrogen on the farm, but we need something to basically kickstart the soil and get everything else. Some of our elements are locked up over there, and you can throw nitrogen at soil and hope it grows grass, but if your trace elements in the soil are out of balance, or even your pH is out of balance, that will sometimes lock up some of your larger, more necessary elements. So you have to look after the minutiae, good word, the minutiae of soil management, not just the NP and K. Okay, there is a lot more to making grass grow than just NP and K. So, yeah, I've reached my limit on spending this year, or thought I had, on the farm. But I think, if I'm hedging my bets, I think it's probably wiser to spend a bit more on the soil management and future grass over there than it is on stuff that I don't actually have to have here right now. I don't know, every time I come up with a good idea, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that, then something else comes on and goes, actually no, you won't, because you've got to do this first. I'm sure I'm not unique or alone in that. I'm sure all of you, in whatever walk of life or business or whatever you do, it's a case of stuff changes, weather changes, forecasts change, and that doesn't mean the weather forecast, that means like the futures for wheat. So we're looking at prices for wheat for next year where are they? Are they going up? Are they going down? At the moment they're going down. So I think wheat has gone down something like between 10 and 20 pound a tonne in the last 20 to 30 hours. Now some of that's going to be down to stuff like people are emptying barns because they have to bring their livestock in, and if you haven't got a barn for your livestock because it's full of wheat, you've got to sell your wheat or your barley or your oats or whatever you've got to do. So at the moment the market is being, I won't say flooded, but the market is alive with new stuff coming in because farmers are having to empty barns because they have to put other stuff in the barns. The other thing is, like the red tractor assurance thing, I don't know what the date is, but if you're not red tractor assured, you basically have to sell your wheat or your cereals before, I think it's early November. You'll have to forgive me if I've got that wrong because I'm not sure, but storing wheat over winter, if you want to keep the price up, if you're not red tractor assured, they won't let you store it for a longer period. It just basically loses all its value. So those people who aren't red tractor assured, they're selling their stuff before the prices go down. All that's coming on the market. So that is why right now I think cereal prices across the board are coming down. Once all that material is in the market and moving around the marketplace and then has been used, then I think the cereal prices for those that are red tractor assured and have got storage, etc, etc, then I think the prices will start going back up, and I think they're going to overtake where they are now. So right now it's going down, and it's going to continue going down for a bit, and I think then all of a sudden it's going to go back up. So yeah, not quite sure what's going on in Russia either, because a lot of the wheat that would normally come west to us is now going east to China. So what's that going to do with demand on the global scale? There's so much behind your loaf of bread that I don't understand, and you'll have no hope of understanding. I mean, you go to the shops and you pick up a loaf of bread because that's where you get your loaf of bread from, but the process of getting, if you could follow the story of your loaf of bread right back to the day it was drilled into the farmer's field a year before, it's a long journey, and there's so much that can change and go right or go wrong or whatever else in that journey. Yeah, be grateful for your loaf of bread, because it's not easy getting it into your shop or into your larder. So most of the hedge at this side, I've already done the side on it. So normally the last run when you're hedge trimming is, or for me, is the run along the ground in front of the hedge. That's basically to cut down any grass and smaller vegetation in front of the hedge, stuff that's denying the hedge light and sometimes moisture as well. So it helps in my opinion, it helps keep the bottom in your hedge, because I want leaf right to the floor. So yeah, it also chops up all the bits that you've already cut. So obviously when you're cutting your sides and top, you don't get every last little bit, some of it falls to the floor. So if you run the head along the floor in front of it, basically you just chop everything up. Makes the job tidy. Another added bonus on this piece for me is that this hedge here is full of rabbits. So I'm giving them less places to hide. Gives Mr. Buzzard a bit more of a chance to clear them out for me. Because rabbits, I reckon down this stretch of the field every year I probably lose 4, maybe 5 bales of hay or haylage because of rabbits. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind a few rabbits about, but when a few turns into a few hundred, that can become a bit of an issue. Right, the tree team have joined me out in the field. You can probably see them behind. We got a couple of dead elm trees up here that want sorted out, plus these 2 crack willows. They were actually due to be repollarded next year, but as there's going to be a crop of maize out here and all this is going to be cultivated, I kind of brought it forward. I think it's going to be better to repollard them this year rather than next. Then I haven't got to come across soft ground with the trucks, because next year, once the maize is off of here and we sort of disked it in and got ourselves organised, grass seeds going back in, I don't want vehicles out here, so we'll do it now. This isn't really a hedge out here, this is a fence covered in brambles. It's still a physical barrier, but it's not really what I would call a hedge. Alright, we go about 6 inches lower. And 12 inches thinner. We need to clean this window. I'm struggling to see out of here in a minute. The dirt, my eyes are focusing on the dirt. So this is one of those jobs where your eyes can get tired real fast, but a bit of clean glass can make a big difference. So, which I should have done before I brought it out, really. Oh well. I can see the barbed wire. I'm about 4 inches above it. That'll be alright. So yeah, camera's outside, microphone's inside, which is why it's not too loud. It'll take me a while, but I'll get this all bashed down neat again. I haven't done this for a couple of years. I'll have to leave the brambles for the birds a bit, but it was getting a bit out of hand.